Hey everyone, this is Luke, and I'll be taking you through my week 9 to 10 breakdown. Speaking of my reference material this week, or my inspiration material, or related works, I really didn't have enough time to look something up or find anything that really inspired me this week because I'd really only been watching multiple different character rigging tutorials. I spent most of my time watching the Maya Learning channel. They actually had a really good. They either have a experienced skinning and rigging tutorial set where you can do. He shows off the entirety of making it so your bones can squash and stretch and such. But I don't think I really needed that so much for this character since he's only my first go around and I haven't really done any character animation before. So I decided to just go with what I'm going to explain in the next couple of slides. um, Under week 9, I forgot last week or in week 8 to in week 8 to show that I hadn't done the eyebrows, so I've re-added them. And the reason that the whole UV for the hair and eyebrows and stuff went missing again this time was because I actually decided to make a big hole in his mouth and add some teeth because I don't know, maybe potentially I'll add a face rig later on to maybe get some facial expressions or even some form of, lip syncing stuff going. But, that's in the future and not really slated for this particular project, but it is a potential later on. I moved on to making my skeleton for my character, the rigging for it. I used Maya's quick rig, which really did speed up the process tremendously. It added in, all I had to do really was select the character and auto-generate the bones for it. Of course, I had to go and modify the bones so they were sitting in the correct places because it doesn't do it perfectly. So I had to change, per se, the shoulder points to be in the correct spot because they were too off to the side or almost out the top of the shoulder even. The ones in the wrists were just, they were all the way down in the palm of the hand almost instead of at the wrist, so there was a bit of a strange gap going on between moving the wrist and the forearm. Either way, it also added all the puppeteering parts, the, what are they called, the whatever they're called, but it added all them. As you can see, the red squares and the blue circles and such. You grab all these to move the body. After that, I moved on to skin weight painting. I completely skin weighted the entirety of the body before adding hands, and it moved pretty well. I was pretty happy with it. But getting through the tutorial, the guy in the tutorial said that I had to export my skin weights, which I did. And once I added the hands, I would have to export the hands, the hand skin weights, because QuickRig actually auto skin weights the hands and does a really great job with that. And then I would export the body ones, and then after I bind the body back to the skeleton, I would then merge the skin weight for the hands and the body, and it re-import it, and it would re-import both of them. But I don't know why, but my one just completely refused to do it. The skin weights got completely messed up, so upon re-adding the hands, I'm going to completely have to. I haven't done it yet. I'm going to have to completely re-skin weight the body. When I don't know what happened. This is just something that happened throughout the week. My Xgen decided to stuff up again, but luckily I was really lucky and it allowed me to actually import from the old files, and it worked again perfectly. Thank God. As you can see here, rigged the hands up and they do look really nice, but as I said earlier, since I rigged up the hands, I'm going to have to completely redo the rest of the body, and that's going to take a little bit of time. Getting a little bit worried about my timeline at this point. What I'm hoping to do next is I really need to finish skinning and rigging this character ASAP. I would really love to get some textures done, but I think I'm going to move on to hopefully getting some sort of animation done first, as I think that's really the meat and bones of the real meat of my project is trying to get an animation done, since I haven't really done any character animating before. But I'm getting a little bit worried at this point, but I think I'm really getting the experience of creating a character and what it would be like in the industry, I suppose, because yeah, this is pretty stressful, and I am learning quite a lot from all these mistakes that keep happening. So I'm not actually really that upset with what's going on, but um, yeah, I feel like I've gotten a lot better over the last 2 weeks, actually, rigging, skeletoning, and everything else I've done my character. Thank you so much for listening, and I will give another update in week 12 when we're all finished. It's only 2 weeks away.